Here's the complete, detailed, and realistic version of the script you provided. I've rephrased it entirely in plain English, made it longer and more comprehensive where needed, toned down the sensationalism, added real balance with updated facts as of January 2026, and included straightforward, grounded commentary on what actually happened. No hype, just the real story based on court records and reliable reporting. Donald Trump's New York civil fraud case was one of the most watched legal battles in recent years, but it didn't end with the dramatic property seizures or empire collapse that some predicted back in 2024. Let's break it down step by step with the real facts and outcomes. The case started when New York Attorney General Letitia James sued Trump, his adult sons, Donald Jr. and Eric, and the Trump Organization in 2022. She claimed they had systematically inflated property values on financial statements to get better loan terms from banks and lower insurance premiums, while undervaluing the same properties for tax purposes. Specific examples from the investigation included claiming Trump's triplex penthouse in Trump Tower was almost 3 times its actual size, valued at $327 million at one point, and listing Mar-a-Lago as worth up to $739 million, despite deed restrictions that limited its use and market value. The non-jury trial ran from late 2023 into early 2024, presided over by Judge Arthur Engoron. He ruled that Trump and his company had committed persistent fraud over many years. In February 2024, Engoron issued a judgment requiring Trump to pay about $355 million in disgorgement, returning ill-gotten gains, which grew to over $450 million with interest. There were also restrictions. Trump was barred from serving as an officer in any New York company for 3 years, and his sons for 2 years. An independent monitor was appointed to oversee the Trump Organization's finances. Trump appealed right away, calling the case politically motivated, pointing to James's past campaign statements about investigating him. His lawyers argued the valuations were opinions, not fraud. There were no victim complaints from banks who profited from the loans, and the penalty was excessive. Under New York law, to pause enforcement during appeal, Trump needed to post a bond for the full amount. His team said they contacted over 30 surety companies, but none would underwrite a bond that large, partly because the fraud ruling made lenders skeptical of his asset values. This led to real concerns in early 2024 about potential asset seizures. Properties like Trump Tower, 40, Wall Street, Mar-a-Lago, though in Florida, and Seven Springs Estate were discussed as possible targets. James's office even registered the judgment in Westchester County as a preparatory step, but things shifted quickly. In March 2024, an intermediate appeals court reduced the bond to $175 million and paused most enforcement. Trump posted it in April 2024 through a California-based insurer backed by billionaire Don Henke. No seizures happened, no marshals showing up, no padlocks on doors, no forced sales. The properties stayed under Trump's control. Trump's team kept fighting, filing motions claiming irreparable harm, due process violations, and political bias. Judge Engoron rejected most of these, calling some arguments weak and noting that any harm came from the proven fraud, not the judgment. His rulings were blunt, emphasizing that Trump had a full trial and ample chance to defend himself. The appeal process continued for over a year. Oral arguments were in September 2024. Then, in August 2025, the Appellate Division, New York's mid-level appeals court, issued a detailed, divided ruling.